Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? Today we have another Turo special video. This is the Tesla on Turo series. If you haven't been here before, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Also, if you haven't already, smash the like button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm so more people get access to this awesome content, and really it helps you out because then you get to see more content like this. So for those of you who are new to the series, I rent out my Tesla Model Y to strangers on Turo, and then I report back to you guys every single month with the hard facts of exactly a day in the life of Turo. And that way you guys get a clear understanding, if you want to do this for yourself, of what it takes to run this kind of business. And today's episode is actually extremely special because I do an update video just once a month, but in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys 2 months worth of earnings. So this is February's and March earnings of 2021. You guys are gonna get to see the exact amount that I made, but also how much I spent in maintenance on the car and cleaning the car, all that stuff. So without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. Let's go. All right, welcome back. Long time no see. So today we're going to be talking about February and March, like I mentioned before. And for these months, I had a total of 5 trips. Normally, in 2 months, I have anywhere between 6, 7, 8, 9 trips, but these trips happen to be a little bit of longer stays, which is totally fine by me. I actually prefer those types of stays. If anything, I would love to see someone book for 30 plus days just to see what the earnings would look like. I also incentivize this by giving people discounts for the amount of days that they book. So I think that's part of the reason why I had so many longer bookings, is because the longer you book, the more money you save on your Turo trip. So first, let me give you guys the month of February, which I had 3 trips in February, and February earnings were a total of $961, which isn't terrible. And for those of you who are new to the channel, that's roughly what I make per month. This is of course gross income. The net income is a lot less because I have to cover things like the car payment, insurance, and the car cleanings, which aren't free. There's of course other long-term expenses that I have to think about, like replacing the tires. Eventually I'll have to replace brake pads. Luckily for Teslas and other electric vehicles that have regen braking, it's not as bad. And then like windshield wiper fluid. But other than that, everything after those things are taken care of, it's all profit. So before I give you the total net income, let's talk about the earnings in March, and I'll give you the cleaning expenses as well. So what did I earn in March? Well, March was actually a really interesting month because at first I only had one person that rented my car, and this trip lasted about 1.5 weeks. So it was coming up to about the middle of March, and I said, you know what, I'm about to make a video, and all of a sudden I get a giant booking of 2.5 weeks on Turo. And this was actually a really exciting moment in my Turo journey because this was actually the longest trip ever booked on my car. Before it was about 1.5 weeks, but I've had a few of those, so I was pretty familiar with how that was gonna go. It's good money at first of the month, and then then I'll have some shorter term trips, and that's usually how my month goes. But this happened to be somebody that lived in the area. I won't disclose any names or anything, but someone that lived in the area that just needed a Tesla while theirs was getting delivered. So this is awesome for me because they get to experience the Tesla at the same time as I get to rent mine out for an extended period of time, which is what I prefer anyway. And so March was actually by far my best month ever. If you guys have been to this series before, you probably already know that my best month was actually $1,200 something. I think it was $1,248 if I remember correctly. March of 2021 is by far my best month yet, with a total earnings of $1,998 gross. So when you combine the 2 months together, it equals to about $2,959 for both before expenses. So let's talk about the expenses. The car cleanings were actually really cheap. I've actually been able to get that down to $4 per trip. There's a car wash right down the street. Literally, it's less than 1 mile away. I would wash it at home, but I live in an apartment, so there's not really a place that I can just wash my car. But $4 to spray it off and clean it up on the outside is really cheap. And then I also have a vacuum and just a cleaner that I use that I bought in bulk at the beginning of my journey. So overall, it's been really cheap because I bought everything in bulk and I have a vacuum, which is really how the car washes make most of their money. Because when I used to vacuum the car at the car wash, it would cost me roughly $4 or more just to vacuum the car. But now we have a cordless vacuum that I can just take out there, vacuum the car essentially for free, and voila, onto the next trip. So subtracting that $20 and my monthly payments for insurance, my total profit for both of the months, not just 1 month, for both months, came out to be $1,081. This also includes my car payment, so that means my car earned $1,081 pretty much on its own. Obviously, there's a lot of work required on me, so it's not just my car just going out there and working for me, which I will be doing once the Tesla taxi network launches. I will be doing Turo and the Tesla taxi network at the same time and see how that does. And of course, I'm going to report that to you guys as well. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe. But that's what February and March looked like. So remember that this is almost like a part-time job. It's not as easy as it sounds. I have to take a lot of time to clean the car, to inspect the car, to take pictures of the car, to meet with clients, to message back and forth, to answer any questions they might have. Sometimes I have to drive the car clear across town and pick it up from the airport. So this job really takes you to a lot of different places and can really inconvenience you if you have a regular 9 to 5 job.